Wyoming, Washington, fantastic again. We've got Orem, Utah, South Dakota's here, Florida, Texas, Minnesota, Southern California, Kentucky. Uh, Thank you so much for being here. Cirrus Networks, just a little disclaimer I got to throw up on the screen, right? That helps protect the opportunity for all of us, because that's the point, right? We want an opportunity for all of us. And we all protect this opportunity by using good language, the way we discuss this opportunity. We got Iowa. Let's give a couple more shout outs. We've got Ohio, and I love Enrique saying, let's Gnodi together. You're here attending if you're wondering, hey, who sent me here? What is this? It's Cirrus Networks, a fantastic new opportunity, you know, really, truly an opportunity for the ages. And tonight, we've got a very special guest. He's popped on here. I think you all know him. No introduction needed. He's the CEO of
No
Cirrus Networks.
introduction.
We've
No.
got Mr. Craig Pickering. Craig, how are you doing tonight?
Good, good. And it's quite intimidating when you list all the people that are on from literally the four corners of the globe. It's a little intimidating, but it's nice to have an introduction by a voice that is as soothing and as professional sounding. You could have been a success in the radio business, Craig. So
Well, they say I've got a face for radio, so that would work.
yeah, I'll attest to that. Yeah. Actually, Craig is a very handsome man. So,
Oh, you're very kind. You're very kind.
but hey,
Well,
thanks
Craig,
everyone for being on. Seriously, some of
wonderful.
you are in some time zones that are could be characterized as problematic, but the fact you're here, it means a lot to us. So, thank you.
Yeah, it truly does. I mean, these people are all here early. They're pioneers, and I know centralization, blockchain have been on your mind for a while. You're a gifted man who's able to see trends coming. You've been at the forefront. You've been early many times, which have led to a lot of your success. Talk to us, Craig, tonight about decentralization, the blockchain, and just what your initial thoughts were about what's happening in the world in the shift.
Well, it's interesting because over 25 years ago, when I felt like there was going to be an opportunity with this thing called the internet what was a strong argument for getting information, technology, opportunities to people all around the world. And it certainly has done that. I mean, I don't know if we've had a technological innovation like the internet. I don't know if we ever will. Blockchain comes close, but blockchain wouldn't be an opportunity or wouldn't be available without the internet. But as the internet really has changed the world and changed people's lives, blockchain is going to do it to the nth degree. And it's interesting because a little over a year ago, when I started to just sense the groundswell of frustration from people about governments, big tech, and the intrusion in their lives, and their mining of their data, scraping of their data off social media, off Dropbox products, storage products, and then these big companies taking it and monetizing it and making themselves literally multiple trillion-dollar market cap companies at our expense and off our back. And like a good friend of mine always says, he said it to me today, he says, I don't know the last time you got a check from Facebook for the information that they are taking from you and selling it, and they never do. And I was actually a little over a year ago when I started to sense this groundswell. I didn't know how big it was, but over the ensuing few months, I was actually taken aback and surprised with how many people are sick of that happening and wanted to do something about it. And blockchain technology happens to be the tool that allows that to happen. But decentralization, it's only speeding up in terms of the demand by the public for more freedom, more autonomy, and decentralization of blockchain. That's when these two thought processes collided in my mind, and I said, we've got to build an opportunity around that. And how do we make it available to the masses? Is there a better model than the networking model? So here we are.
And the star of the show, right? Our own blockchain. I mean, we've got a layer one blockchain, the Gnodi blockchain. Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, there's blockchains, there's zero level blockchain or layer zero layer blockchains, there's layer ones, there's layer twos. There's at last I checked, there's less than 40 layer one blockchains in the world. We're one of those. A lot of layer twos that are out there built on the backs of Ethereum and other layer ones. But layer twos certainly don't have the flexibility, the capabilities that a layer one does. And that's why we felt if we're going to do this, let's do it right. And one thing that some of you, I've probably talked to several of you that are on this call, and we're getting to know each other much better. But one thing that Craig will tell you about myself is I'm just so particular. I'm kind of a perfectionist. Doesn't mean I don't make mistakes or things don't go according to plan a lot of times. But when it comes to products and rollouts and everything we can do, I do my very best to make sure that we are 100% ready and the product's as good as it can be. With that said, you still run into problems. Murphy's Law is alive and well, but I'm just so particular and such a driver towards perfection that I said, if we're going to build a blockchain, let's do a layer one. And we found a great consultant slash architect in Brian to do that for us. And it's been off to the races. And by the way, as the notoriety of Cirrus has grown, as Gnodi has grown, we're seeing opportunities. You guys, we could, and I won't get into it now because there again, I don't want to address things until we're getting really close to being able to nail down deals. But we've had discussions with municipalities. We've had discussions with state governments, with national governments, with businesses that all of you would know the name of the owners of, if I mentioned them, that have come to us and said, help us get into this digital space and get on the blockchain and educate us and provide us a product that can allow us to improve our businesses. There's so much going on behind the scenes that I have all the confidence in the world that Gnodi is going to be where we all hope it will be in a reasonable period of time. And that's one thing I learned when I had my internet company back that I started in 95 and 96, is we ended up seeing opportunities that I never in a million years would have thought would fall into our lap. And we handpicked a few that were great. We discarded a lot because they didn't have merit. But a couple of the ones that we did latch onto and developed were products that, believe it or not, we never saw coming. A year later, caught the attention of our acquisition partner, which was AT&T. And so the same thing is being laid out in front. I mean, you guys, it's deja vu all over again. What I saw in 90, 95, and then in 96 and 97, it's here in front of us. And I personally think tremendous things are down the road in short order. I'm not talking 5 years down the road. We're seeing these things happen now. So
I love that, Craig. And I can attest. Craig spends the vast majority of his waking hours on the phone. I'm not sure he's got to force himself to take bathroom breaks just in between calls with everyone he's talking to on your behalf. And that's what's beautiful. We've got this blockchain, and then the star of the show, we call it affectionately the Gnodi node, right? And I just wanted to clarify for everybody, just briefly, Craig, that the node because that's a little bit hard to sometimes get our heads around, right? It's a software product, right?
Yeah.
And the Gnodi DAO, this decentralized autonomous organization, has authorized it for sale, and Cirrus is the authorized seller, or if you will, marketing arm of the Gnodi node. And the goal is, of course, to grow this community of
Yeah.
people and their nodes, not only locally, domestically, but as we can see that are attending this call globally. There are no borders here with
Right.
the node.
All of our products are such that obviously they have no geographic boundaries. But a lot of people that are new to this opportunity go, well, is the node your product, or is the reward or the token your product? No, no. What we're simply doing is we're building out the integrity of our blockchain. The product is going to be the services, the technology products, the AI products. Those are the products that are going to set the Gnodi blockchain apart. And because we have a focus, not every product, but most of them are going to have a very centric AI component. And as we all know, now we know some of you maybe don't know, but AI has been around for a few decades. Machine learning, but it was really only about 18 months ago that the media, the internet, our news feeds started talking about something called AI. And AI is, whether we like it or not, it's changing the world and it's changing our lives. And that's why we wanted to have a focus on as many of our products and services to have an AI component to them, because that will make them the best products. And because the node isn't our product, isn't the product that we want to, granted, that's where our focus is now, but that's how you build out a very robust blockchain. And then we're going to be introducing products and services that will be unique to the world because of a couple of things. One, a reward that'll be attached. How cool is it that you can go out and do something that you do every day, but now you can do it with Gnodi and you can receive rewards as a result of doing those tasks. This is a whole new approach to the way we live our lives. And the best thing about the rewards is this affects the disenfranchised, the people that are not even close to middle class, how they can benefit from rewards and change the economic conditions of their life. So anyway, there's so much to talk about, and we've got like 25 minutes in which to do it. But you guys that have checked in on this call, we are at the tip of something that is so significant and so long lasting. We're going to look back in a few years and go, wow, I don't know how I got into this deal, if it was a friend or if it was serendipity or it was luck or whatever. But I think we're going to be thanking our lucky stars that in 2025, we embraced a thing called blockchain and the Gnodi blockchain.
Hey, Craig, you said something really impactful just a minute ago as well, that people will be rewarded through utility, through effort, right? That this isn't a lottery, that this isn't a
No.
freebie, this isn't charity. I mean, you mentioned some products, and I know without maybe being specific, as so much is going on behind the scenes, do you mind if we just give folks just a taste of some of the places that they're going to be able to be involved with Cirrus Networks and the Gnodi blockchain, that you mentioned things that you're already doing.
Yeah.
If I could, and I can just hit these real fast, but I mean, if you'll just talk about these as I flash them up just briefly.
Okay. Our storage product, that was kind of, many of you, if not all of you, have had interaction with Bob Steed, who's traveling tonight. But Bob is, in a lot of respects, he pioneered a lot of the things that exist in the networking space. He's been in it for 35 plus years, and he's the one that initially talked with a lot of you because you've had relationship with him. And the first product is the storage product. There again, this was done to address the decentralization issue that frustrates so many people. And now we'll be having an opportunity in a product that'll allow you to do things that will keep your stuff proprietary and won't be monetized unless you choose to have it monetized. So that'll be the first product that we'll roll out, and that's coming soon. I was on a lengthy call Friday with a cell provider and a product that decentralizes our cell phone and cell phone use. There's a couple of components to this that I'm still not there on. I want a little higher level of comfort on some of the components of this cell and device product. In fact, I think I've got it right here. This is the actual device. If you had this in your hands, you would think it was either a Galaxy or an Android product or an Apple product. It's got a little fingerprint verification right there on the back with the camera. It's a wonderful product. Tremendous potential. But like I said, I'm kind of a perfectionist. I've got to get comfortable with a few more aspects of this product, but we spent a lot of time on it, and so far so good, but we've got a ways to go. Streaming, we'll be introducing some streaming products. There again, if you're streaming products currently, streaming your media, your movies and everything else, and you can get the same content, why not stream it through a product that exists within the Gnodi ecosystem and get Gnodi rewards for doing what you would normally do anyway, and you're paying for it. We think we can provide discounted prices, but why not get rewards for doing it? So today, everybody in this space has had, or to some degree, been exposed to a travel product. Me, I've never seen one that I thought was acceptable and met the level of what I think our note holders deserve. I've had 2 calls in the last 4 business days with a travel product that will blow your socks off. I'll give you an example. I was shown pictures today of a travel product, of a recent trip that this travel product provided. It was a 6-day, 5-night stay in Greece. One of those days involved getting on a yacht and going out into the Mediterranean. 4-star hotels. You can upgrade to 5 if you wanted. 4-star hotels, incredible restaurants. The food was amazing. The pictures I saw were incredible. I says, okay, what's the big deal? And he goes, $495 per person. And I said, okay, that's compelling. And when you take that trip, whether it's to Greece or to Las Vegas, you get rewards. You get Gnodi rewards for taking those trips and saving a lot of money, having wonderful experiences, and being rewarded with the Gnodi reward. So today was a very busy day. I had calls with the travel group. I got off a call today at 2. It wrapped up at 3 o'clock on this. We call it the e-card. And many of you I've been on the phone with, and we've talked about this product. And I've told you, I've used the words, I'm kind of hard to wow. I'm 65. I was retired for quite a while until I had the idea to do this. And sometimes I wonder, what the heck was I thinking? I haven't worked this hard in quite a while. But it's so fun. It's so fun. I'm hard to wow. When you do a transaction with AT&T, that's kind of the upper levels of the business world and experience. I've been very fortunate to travel to wonderful places in the world. And I don't mean that egotistically. I'm just kind of hard to impress. This product that we will be showing you guys will knock your socks off, because it knocked mine off. And when you see what this card can do for you in terms of making you residual income through interchange fees, I tell you, I can't wait to introduce this product to you. And I think you're going to go, holy cow, this is a game changer. So can't wait to roll that out.
I appreciate that. So many of you are taking notes, and we're excited about this. Craig, before we wrap up, I just want to tell people just three simple steps how to get started. Just visit the Cirrus Networks link that you received from a friend, a buddy, whatever that was. Go and purchase your Gnodi node, and then turn it on or get it hosted. And you'll start seeing your rewards. There's a little Voltix wallet application to sign up for. Go see your rewards start trickling in, just like Craig said. And as we move forward, it's really, Craig, I think your life defines it, is the word timing. Would love to hear your thoughts on timing, and then just taking us out. Thank you
Well,
again for your time today.
no, but glad to do it. Timing is absolutely critical, and timing's hard to achieve. There's people that spend their lives trying to time the stock market, when to get in, when to get out. And I dare say there's nobody that's really mastered the timing of the market. Warren Buffett certainly isn't a day trader. He gets in and takes position and stays in them for years. Timing, I could spend a lot of time talking about timing, but let me just say one thing as it relates to timing. We thought our timing was great when we started this company. And my first call after I had this epiphany, if you want to call it that, was I called Bob Steed and I talked to him about the opportunity. And we just felt like the opportunity was right. But then something happened that totally changed our definition of timing, and that was the Trump administration win, and they're on November 5th. And everything changed to the better. I'd say we've seen 50, 60% at least shift in sentiment, enthusiasm. People don't look to Dubai anymore for crypto deals. They look towards the US. And that election accelerated my feelings of timing and being in the right place at the right time exponentially. And before I close, I want to say something, because I talked to a lot of you that are on this call, and I've had you look at me in the eye through our Zoom calls, and one was yesterday, and the gentleman said to me, he says, I want you to know we're in this deal because we trust you and we have confidence in what we think you can do. You've done it before, and we think you can do it again. And you don't know how that scares the living daylights out of me. You don't understand the burden that puts on me, but that's okay. I've always been one that performs better when there's a little bit of pressure on me. And I want you to know that I appreciate your vote of confidence and that your trust. And there's one thing I will promise you. Nothing in life is guaranteed. But I'll guarantee you one thing. I'm working my tail off and will continue to work my tail off to bring the products and services that will set Gnodi apart from the rest of this marketplace. And in turn, we think the rewards that you receive will be significant and make a change in your life. But I want you to know, those of you that have shared that with me, I'm grateful. It scares me, but it compels me and it drives me. And one thing I can guarantee it is I'll give you everything I have to get this thing done and done right, so that we all accomplish what we want to accomplish in life. So thank you. Thank you for being on the call. And I'm sure I'll be back on one of these before too long.
Hey, most likely by popular demand, people are see this again Thursday night in just a couple days, and we might just get this ready and put out a live replay of this very message. Craig, we're so appreciative of you and your time, and jumping back in, if you will, into the game, suiting up with a jersey and coming out of retirement and leading this effort and this vision. Everyone out there, obviously, it's all about us together.
Well,
We've said the key word
well,
community, right?
yeah, and let me just finish with this. The
Please.
only reason I'm doing this is because I saw an opportunity that I never thought I would see again in my lifetime. I thought I won't live long enough to see something that was like the internet was back in 95 and 96. This is it. That's why I came out of the chaise lounge and sitting around doing nothing and got back in the game because I could not pass up this opportunity. So,
Well, Craig, you're in the game. I'm inviting everybody on this call, man. Start sharing the word if you haven't already. This is the game to be in. Grab your jersey, man. Let's all start cheering for each other, not only from the field, but from the stands. We are a
we're cheering
community.
for you.
Let's Gnodi. Let's Gnodi, everyone.
Let's
Hey,
Gnodi.
again, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a
Yeah.
beautiful evening.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.